You can see I've got a limited wardrobe from last year's. I'd like to introduce and invite onto the stage with me Murray Hudson, who's Managing Director of Gratnells and has really made all of this possible. Thank you. So over the last 4 years, it's been a total privilege for me to be involved in this award, which really acknowledges and celebrates sometimes the unsung heroes and heroines of the science lab. As I said earlier, right at the heart of a good science education, I believe, are practicals, and technicians make those practicals the special things that they can be. So I think you're a remarkable group of people. And I guess for me, practical science is really at the heart of learning about what science is. I think if you can't touch science, if you can't feel what it is to do it, then you don't get a proper flavour of what science is. So keeping it going in schools and keeping it creative, I think is absolutely critical. And for this year's competition, the standard has been incredibly high. The standard is improving every year. So the judges are given a very tough challenge. But I'm delighted to announce, in reverse order, the winners of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award 2012. Thank you. So our third prize winner is a senior technician in a Surrey-based school of 850 students. Her nominator said she is the most competent technician he's ever worked with. Highly organised, meticulous, creative. Ask her about making poo for a practical. She'll do it. She's encouraging, efficient and totally reliable. She trains and supports her team and keeps a watchful eye on the departmental budget. She's competitive too. And outside work, she likes to play badminton, does some walking, but also likes shooting. And I'm reliably told that she often beats her husband, Dave, who is with us today, at 300 yards when shooting at the Bisley range. So please join me in congratulating, with our huge admiration, Julie Mayhew. Congratulations. What does this award mean for you today?
Well, I'm thrilled to receive it because you know, technicians do the sort of the work behind the scenes really, and quite important to the schools and to get science across. I think that's what we want to do, is to get the practical science across to students really.
Thank you. Stay here for a second for the top photographer. Congratulations, very well done. And for the second prize winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award 2012 is a senior technician who's also an experienced research chemist, and she's got a PhD in chemistry. Her main responsibility is for chemistry in a large sixth form college with 1,900 students in Taunton. There's only 3 technicians for the whole of the college, so that means they have to be superbly well organised. It's one of the largest A-level departments in the country. And her nominator has said, technically proficient and splendidly organised. She's long realised the practical content of ASA2 is being eroded, and she couldn't bear it that the students were leaving without that crucial skill set and also that, you know, wonderful experience in science. So she galvanised other people and created enrichment programmes, so the students are now enthused and equipped to move on to the next stage in science education. And he said, the effort she makes is exemplary and it's worthy of a broader recognition than we can give. And so it's marvellous that the Gratnells Award is able to acknowledge and celebrate such deserving cases as hers. So our second prize goes to Maria Dormer, Senior Technician at the Richard Hewish College in Taunton. Congratulations.
Let's do this today.
And how do you feel about winning this award today?
Obviously, I feel that there is as much art as there is in science, as there is science in art. And a well-performed experiment is beautiful. And so, yes, I really do feel very proud because I did try a little bit to help students do experiments well.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. She's also written a historical novel that she's in the process of publishing. So science and art is very important to her. Okay. And this year's winner, here we go. The winner of this year's Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award. I'm also going to be joined on stage by Rebecca Bailey. As you'll see from the poster, the winner has been co-sponsored by Sykes, and Rebecca Bailey is their marketing manager. So join me in welcoming Rebecca Bailey to the stage. There we go. Okay, and we're going to see a video first.
Hello, I'm Murray Hudson, the Managing Director of Gratnells, and I've come to Liverpool, Broad Green International School, the home of Phil Wilson, this year's winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award. Sally Beavers here is the head teacher. Sally, you must be thrilled that Phil has won.
Absolutely delighted. We take great pride in everything we do at Broad Green International School, and this has been such a good opportunity for us to celebrate success. Gratnells, as award winners yourself, are obviously aware of the significance that these things bring, and Phil is just such an excellent role model for our students, so absolutely delighted.
He's been with you for 10 years. What do you think he brings to science teaching at the school?
I think Phil does two things. I think he has a love of learning himself, and that is part of the inspiration that he shows to the children. It's a good thing to continue to learn. And you know, the awards he's won, the training he's done training in school, he's done CPD for staff nationally. He's a very well regarded young man, is our Phil, and as I said, the role model for our kids is brilliant. And the second thing, however, is it's that inspiration for the love of science that Phil communicates, and I'm sure you'll have the opportunity here to see some of the experiments he does and talk to some of the students, I hope, and that's how he sort of gets everybody on board with him. So brilliant.
And at the end of the day, your science results, which is what it's all about,
indeed.
Are up, better.
Indeed, continually improving over the last few years, and there's no doubt in my mind, you know, that Phil has played a significant role in improving those results. I said the other day that a good science technician will make things easy for staff, but an excellent science technician inspires staff and students, and I'm very fortunate, and the school is very fortunate, and that's what we have with Phil.
Sally Beavers, thank you. Well, I'm with Phil Wilson, the Senior Science Technician at Broad Green International School in Liverpool. Now, Phil is the first, after 5 years, to be the male winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award. An honour indeed, sir.
I know, I couldn't believe it. I'm absolutely made up. It's nice to get a bit of equality for the male technicians in this role, definitely. But no, it's a great piece of news, and it was a nice surprise to be recognised for such a prestigious award by nominated by my department as well. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, congratulations. Now, of course, we've been looking at all the stuff that you do for Broad Green International School, but also you do a lot of out-of-hours work with local primary school children as well.
Yeah, we have something called Happy Hour, which involves science and other subjects. We get the local feeder primary schools up and we do different demonstrations with them and get them involved, so that when they come up to school in year 7, they've got quite a bit of science knowledge, and they actually enjoy science and enjoy doing practical work. And you can see on their faces, especially when they come up in year 7, they recognise myself from doing the experiments, and they take in a lot of the knowledge, and they're prepared then, ready for Key Stage 3 science. It's really good.
And of course your work here, a lot of preparation for practical science within the classrooms and everything. Is that something that you have a real passion for?
Yes, definitely. I believe practicals are a big thing in schools. Good practicals especially, and new ideas. I'm always looking on the likes of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and speaking to other technicians on SciTech and Techno who've got great ideas that work, and trying to develop them and make things more exciting. And practicals in science is such a big part. If you can show something to a pupil that reinforces a subject, or rather than read something out of a book, they can actually see it happening. Good practical definitely helps.
So what do you think are the right ingredients for a good practical session in a classroom?
Something that works, definitely. As long as it has to be tested first, and as long as you can get the results out of it. There's nothing worse than doing a practical and halfway through you realise it's not going to work. The kids get disappointed. You know, if it's something that enthuses the children, it can be quite visual. As long as they come out at the end of the lesson and they've learnt something that they can then use later on, I think it's a good practical, definitely.
Now you're going to show us an experiment in a few minutes. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a experiment I've done a few times before. It's basically making coins into silver and gold. We've done it with an Olympic theme last year and it worked really well. It's just to show that why gold medals especially have hardly any gold in these days. It's so expensive, but we can show the pupils a cheaper way of doing it and make it interesting as well.
Well, let's see how the pupils get on with it.
Cool. So today's lesson, what we're hoping to do today is I've got a copper coin, and we're going to try and make this first of all into a silver medal and then into a gold medal. Okay. What we're going to do for it today is we have got some very strong sodium hydroxide. It's actually 6 molar sodium hydroxide. Because it's so strong, I'm going to put my wonderful goggles on. So we're heating our sodium hydroxide up. Once this is boiled, we're then going to add some zinc. While that's happening, what I'll do is, here's our coin. We're going to give it a bit of a rub with some steel wool, just to take the shine off it. Okay, so it's coming to the boil nicely. I'm going to turn our Bunsen burner off and put in our 5 grams of zinc. Here we go. I'm going to give it a bit of a stir, like so. And we're going to put in our 2 pence. And we have to make sure that it actually touches the zinc so that the zinc can stick to the surface of our copper coin. I'm going to put another one in just to be on the safe side. Make sure they're actually touching the zinc nicely, like so. And we're going to give them a couple of minutes, and hopefully the zinc should coat both sides of our copper coin. And we've actually got a nice silver coin. So that's our version of a silver medal. Now we can convert this one into a gold medal, nice and easy. All we have to do is heat it up in a Bunsen flame. So I'm going to turn my other Bunsen on, move that out of the way, and we're going to heat it in a roaring flame, and hopefully it should go a nice gold colour. Near the last of the zinc just crackling off there. And as if by magic, we have a gold coin. And that's our version of a gold medal. Okay. Thank you very much.
So Phil is a true star. He also does a lot of work to make sure that students with special needs can still really be involved in the experiments. And next year he's going to be coaching other technicians in science departments in different schools that are struggling. He works with the Science Learning Centre an awful lot, so not only does he inspire and infuse students and teachers and technicians in his own school, he goes much wider than that, and I think was even inspiring Lord Sainsbury and various others quite recently. The kids call him, the last thing said Emperor of Science. My notes said the kids called him King of Science. And what better recognition could there be? So with huge admiration, the first prize, the winner of the Gratnells Science Technician of the Year Award 2012 is Phil Wilson. Congratulations. Congratulations. What would you like to say to us?
It's a big honour to win this award. I've done a lot of work with other technicians, and a lot of my inspiration does come from the National Science Learning Centre. I'm one of the people who've done most of the courses here, and I've enjoyed every single one. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Simon especially, and his team of professional development leaders, because without them, I wouldn't have half the inspiration I do at the moment, and they're a big positive for technicians, and I can't recommend enough to come here and do some of the courses, especially because I'll be presenting some of them hopefully next year as well.
Phil, you're a star. Congratulations. And with
I will say, just very briefly, thank you all for joining in with this. But also want to say is next year we're looking for who's going to be the Science Technician of the Year for 2013. There's lots of application forms around. It's a real award, as you've seen, the real winners and real inspiring people. So if anyone would like to fill out the application form for next year, we'd be delighted to hear from you. And our panel of judges, actually I know Michelle's been a judge for a while. Simon seems to be the ever judge, don't you? How many have you gone through? Quite a few. Anyway, no, please do, and we're really honoured to carry on doing it, and hopefully we'll be doing it for many years to come. Anyway, enjoy the rest of today and all the courses that have been put on for you. Thank you.